All right, guys. So, boom. We start off at Andy's house because they're celebrating Sabrina's 35th birthday. The ladies start the celebration by saying something nice or what they love about Sabrina. I thought that was really, really dope. And so Sabrina then tells the women that she's deciding to freeze her eggs for obvious reasons because Rich is just not on the same type of time that she's on. The women appear to be a little shocked or surprised by the news, but ultimately they were like, hey, do what's best for you. I feel as though why go and freeze your eggs while staying in a relationship with a man who does not want a child? You're wasting your time. That's what you're doing. Because what you could do is, or maybe you're just passing time, like I mentioned in another episode. Hey, well, he's something to do because there's no one else to do at the moment. So I'm going to stay in this relationship as long as I can, or as long as it'll work out. In the meantime, I'm going to freeze my eggs to prepare for a future relationship that might come at a time where I cannot conceive. Maybe that's her thought process. That's the only thing I can think of. But me personally, I'm not wasting my time on a man who's not on the type of time that I'm on. He doesn't want children. You have to respect that because not everyone does. What are you going to do? So instead of saying, you know what, I don't think this relationship is going to work out due to irreconcilable differences, she decides to freeze her eggs and put herself through an IVF process. Whatever. But let me know what you guys think about that down in the comments section below. I do want to add that Sabrina is absolutely gorgeous. She looks so great in this scene here, and the people on Twitter actually agree. Andy cut her a check for her birthday. Andy be cutting them checks, dog. I need a friend like Andy, okay? Because she don't play. But and Sabrina was like, you know what? I don't want to take any more of your money. You done helped me out enough. But it was a birthday gift, and like Andy said, for my future niece or nephew, or godchild, whatever she mentioned. So here, take it as a gift. Only thing that threw me off about this, and I am not the only person, because when this scene opened up, you would have been under the impression that it was evening time and they were celebrating Sabrina's birthday during the evening. After they say a few words, Karen says, I have to get up and go to the shop. So then even myself and people on Twitter was like, wait a minute, so it's the middle of the day? It's not the evening? Like, that doesn't make sense. Why would you have a birthday celebration during brunch or during the middle of the day? You guys are drinking. That just does not make sense. And that's another example of how these writers just the sloppy storytelling, if I can say so. It's just sloppy storytelling. Are we in the evening or are we in the daytime? Because there should be no confusion on that on the viewer's part. And yet I'm not the only one that identified that. But let me know what you guys think below in the comments, and we'll move on to the next scene. So this scene is quick and I don't have a photo for it, so follow me. But anyways, this is the scene where Hayden and Gary are at the gym. As Gary walks up to Hayden, they start talking, and because Gary was sniffing dope the other night, his nose just started bleeding out of nowhere. They then go on to discuss Andy, and Hayden's like, man, listen, she won that case against Heather, and Gary's like, okay, a clown could have won that. Like, she's a crackhead stripper. What's new? So next, and long story short, they continue to discuss ways to take Andy down. And he mentioned something very misogynistic. Gary was like, Hayden, you're a better attorney, and no woman should have all of that power. How do you guys feel about that? Because, I don't like misogyny. I'm not one for that. I feel like, yes, women have their place and men have their place. But when it comes to being able to complete a job and be smart, intelligent, efficient, professional, etc., you can't put a gender on that. It's either you can win this case or you can't. It's either you can run this law firm or you can't. It's either you can bring in the money or you can't. So I don't understand what her being a woman and not deserving all of that power or needing all of that power has to do with her success, because she would be a qualified candidate based on what we've heard regarding her track record at this firm since season 1. So she would be a qualified candidate for that position. So come again? Why doesn't a woman need all of that power when a woman has literally brought millions of dollars into this firm, as it's been stated in previous seasons or episodes? I'm not understanding that. But Let me know what you guys think about that below, and we'll go on to the next scene, which is also very quick, and I do not have a picture for her. Again, make sure y'all follow me. But getting into this next scene, Sabrina and Maurice, she arrives at his house and she inquires about Calvin, and she mentions how she thought that he would have reached out to her because it's her birthday. And I'm thinking to myself, like, why would he do that? Like, why would he reach out to you for your birthday? Like, I have exes from the past that I don't reach out to because it's their birthday. Like, I don't understand that. If you wanted him to be present for your birthday, then you shouldn't have played with that man's time, played with that man's sexuality. You played on his head top and you allowed your friends to do that. And so now that he's finally moved on and has found someone that accepts him for who he is and what he likes, you feel away. Because you thought by now, perhaps she thought by now he would have circled his way back, spent the block, and he hasn't. So now she's sitting back looking stupid. Like, looking stupid because Calvin, I knew I was finna get a call. 1 second, y'all. As I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, Calvin wouldn't mind having a child with Sabrina and starting a family and marrying her. All of the things that she's wanting from a guy like Rich, she could have had with a man like Calvin. And I think that now that she's had some time to compare the two, she realizes that, well, damn, Calvin might not have been so bad after all. And he's moved on, but he's moved on with another woman. So he's not gay. So I fumbled him. And I think that is the terms, those are the terms that Sabrina is coming to with herself. But you guys let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about this. And we'll move on to the next scene. If you're still here, that means you are enjoying the content, so allow me to introduce myself. My name is Juju. I am your host, and today we are going over Sistas Season 7, Episode 6. We are doing a recap. Special shout out to subscriber number 668 from Kansas City, Missouri. Also, subscriber number 712 from St. Louis, Missouri. So we definitely have Missouri all up through here. And also, username LACROIX6406. Commenting straight from Texas. So we got Missouri, we got Texas in the house. If any of you guys are from those states and you need life insurance coverage, be sure to hit me up. I am your girl. Otherwise, let's go ahead and get back into the show. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Once you subscribe, drop the number subscriber you are in the comment section below. Don't forget to tell me where you're from. Let's get back into it. Okay, guys, so this was one of my favorite scenes of this episode because there is nothing more attractive. If you are a real woman, only the real women can relate, okay? There's nothing more attractive than seeing a man happy about his child in any capacity. Doesn't matter whether it's getting custody, doesn't matter whether it's at a birthday party, watching them play sports. There's nothing more attractive than seeing a man be a father. So, long story short, Zach won custody of Michael. He thanked his woman for being by his side throughout the process, which at minimum he owed her that. During that whole scene, Fatima received what could have been a message, whether an email, text, whatever. She received something and it appeared to be distracting her. Zach leaves. She then goes into her office to finish up some work, which I really think she just needed to get her head right because she has been accepted into law school. And as we've been inquiring for several seasons and throughout this season 7, like, what's next for Fatima? When is her story or character going to develop? And so here we have it. She's been accepted into law school. And I think that with her being accepted into law school, with Zach getting custody of Michael, both of them accomplishing things that they wish to accomplish, but they're on 2 different pages in the same book. Fatima feels as though, hey, I have to step up and be a mother and take some responsibility for this child while going to law school. And if you are someone who has gone to college, you would know that going to college and taking care of a child is not easy. It's just not easy. And thankfully, I was pregnant for the majority of my senior year. And then I only had 1 semester left when I had my child. But it was not easy. So imagine going through 2 to 4 years of schooling taking care of a child when school is literally a priority. Like, you cannot put that to the side. Like, you can't. And if you've been in college, you know. So she's freaking out in a way. She hasn't told Zach. I feel that in that moment when they were in the conference room and she received the news, she didn't want to ruin his moment, because let's be real, that in that moment, that was Zach's time. That was his time to be happy. He had just gotten custody of his child. They were still finishing up loose ends of that moment. So I would not have announced it at that time if I were her either, respectfully. And so she went to her office. Andy then comes in to check on her and tells her, like, hey girl, what's going on? Because I know that look. What's going on? What's wrong? She tells Andy she's gotten accepted into law school. Of course, the ladies are happy. But then she also tells her, I don't know how this is going to work. Like, me being accepted into law school, us getting custody of Michael, it just seems like the perfect yet wrong timing for all of this. And Andy's like, well, have you told Zach or mentioned telling Zach? And she's like, I haven't told Zach yet. And so Andy was like, okay, well, listen, I believe that Zach will be by your side, just like you've been by his, basically. So congratulations, and you'll figure it out. And Fatima's like, that's the thing. I'm tired of just figuring it out. But I guess in this situation, what else can you do? You're going to have to sit down, have a conversation with your man. There will be some things that you guys won't necessarily agree on. You're going to have to do some giving and taking. But if it were me in Fatima's shoes, I'm going to go to law school. That's why I'm going to law school. This is what I've worked my entire life for. And I've been working my entire life for this before you came into the picture. And I'm not going to stop now that you're here. And so now I'm expected to take care of a child that isn't even my child and then put my dreams on hold? No. No, baby, we're not doing that. We're going to have to compromise. My school is a priority to me. Your son is a priority to you. And at moments where we can both give and take, then we'll do that. I'm not saying that Fatima is just going to completely neglect the child, but let's be real. The child has a mother. She just doesn't have custody. Like, we can't forget that. He has a mom. Just because a mom doesn't have custody of their child doesn't mean that they can't be available. You know what I'm saying? So this is me thinking realistically. I know that Tyler Perry is not going to write this in the storyline, but this is just me being realistic. We're going to have to work something out, and Heather's going to have to be included in this as his biological mother. I'm here as his stepmother, which technically I'm not even his stepmother because we're not even married. So that's why I'm like, I wish and I hope that Fatima doesn't wrap her head too far around this, because this is a man who you're engaged to, but you're not married to yet. So with that being said, do what's best for you. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that, because I personally do believe that with her getting accepted into law school, Zach being a new father at that, he's going to need her support. Let's just be real. How is that going to work out? Like she told her friend Angela when she called Angela over to kind of be, provide some comfort to her. Like, if my job calls me and he has, obligations as well, whose obligations are more important? And that is a tough question, because everything is important. You know what I'm saying? So it is something, like Andy said, that they will have to work out, because there's just some things you can't predict. You have to just cross that bridge when you get there. So as Andy leaves the office, Fatima's office, she bumps into Hayden, and Hayden tells her, well, if I was representing Heather, she would have won that case. So my question is, because maybe I missed this or forgot, why is he no longer representing Heather? Because he was representing Heather out of spite, and now all of a sudden he let that case go. Why? And so then he makes a misogynistic remark and says, well, I'm sure you have more important things to do, like, standing next to a man, basically reducing her to arm candy, not being an attorney, not being someone to be taken seriously in the law firm. And so she then takes the moment, calls Jordan and says, you know what? If Hayden is going to stay behind to work on cases, and Hayden and I are going up against the same position, I need to be doing the same thing. So she called her man, told him, listen, I'm not going to be able to be there. He already understood, which I respect that. And I actually like that about him so far, that he seems to be very understanding and supportive of Andy and her career. And he told her, you do you, I'ma do me. And told her he loved her. She didn't know how to take that, and she got off the phone with him. I don't really feel the love in their relationship. I feel like it's a lot of lust, and most of it coming from Jordan. But you guys let me know what you guys think, and we'll move on to the next scene. Don't forget to cash app me $1. Cash app is right here on the screen. $1 for every view. That'll get me paid. But anyways, so Karen walks into her shop. She sees all these people lined up, the line going out the door. So she's looking like, what in the world Pam got going on here? Pam is selling the hair care products that she's been telling Karen about since episode 1 of this season, I believe. She's finally gotten that off of the ground. She posted a video, one of her clients, got a lot of views on the live. Next thing you know, people are lined up out the door. Karen looks at it. She's like, man, I hope that basically don't let this product put my shop in more jeopardy, because she's already hanging on a thread. And Pam's like, girl, you worry too much. I got this. Y'all know how Pam talk. And so, and I probably sounded just like her. So Pam got money coming in by the second. And I personally, like I mentioned in previous recaps, I feel like this is what the shop, this is going to put Karen's shop on the map. Like she said. What she named the haircut product? Roots to Riches. She told Karen a couple episodes ago, we finna get rich. We finna get paid. Like, we not talking bill money. We talking getting paid and getting rich money. Karen talking about she just want enough money to pay her bills. Girl, no, that is not the mentality of a millionaire. We need more than that, baby, because you have employees like me. So no, we need to get rich, and I'm gonna buy whatever goat nut I need to get this shit going. And that's what she did. I respect it, because Karen, what are you doing besides sitting around and complaining? And this is not even Pam's shop, and she's doing all of this for you. Although Pam took the credit card to purchase the products, I feel like it was in good faith. But I'm not sure if that is going to backfire in the future. I'm hoping that this product does not turn out to be some sort of product that has customers lined up with complaints and ready to file lawsuits and get Karen's shop closed down. But I'm hoping that this is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow for Karen, because it seems like so many things are going wrong in her life, from her love life to not knowing who her child's father is, to her shop being burned down, needing to restart, not having enough funds to barely cover the rent for the shop each month. It just seems like she's going through a lot. So I hope that this is her big break. But let me know what you guys think below in the comments. One other thing that I'd like to add to this scene before I move forward is Trey. I am just personally becoming uncomfortable with the way that he continues to press up on Karen, especially because pregnant women are the most vulnerable women, period. They're the most vulnerable people behind babies and children. And so the fact that not only does he keep on pressing up on her, but he always throws in a man. So you're throwing in that man because why? Because you see that she's pregnant, right? And you understand that it takes a man to impregnate a woman. So if you keep bringing up this man when you're looking at, or a man, while looking at and flirting with this visibly pregnant woman, it's like, dude, what you on? Like, what are you really on? Like, what do you want from me? I'm pregnant. I have men that I'm involved with who could be the father of my child. What do you want? And then he's like, am I saying something wrong? No, but you doing the most. Like, you don't have to just say hi. Hey, how you doing? You know, nice to see you, Karen. You know, looking good. Keep it going. But some man is, he sure is lucky to, like, dude. Like, to me, that's weirdo behavior. And if I was Karen, I would personally be turned off at this point. Because what do you want from me? What can I possibly provide to you at this moment in my most vulnerable state? What can I do for you? You're a stranger. I don't know you. You know, so what is it that you want? And I feel like he's not getting to that. He's not. Get to the point. What do you want? But again, let me know what y'all think about that too. Because y'all already know how I feel based on previous recaps. If you don't know how I feel, now you do. So we're almost at the end. We're now at mom and dad's house, aka Zach and Fatima's. And Zach has completely changed the whole entire house around. Like, you would think that the house was owned by Michael and not by Zach. And so he's restructured the living room. He's even done some things to Fatima's office. He has toys everywhere. He's drinking out of juice boxes. He is in full-fledged daddy mode. Fatima comes down and is like, whoa, like, what the is this, And Zach's like, you don't like it? And she's like, a little much. You're going a little overboard now. She then asked, like, what is going on with my office? Because think about it, she just got accepted into law school, so now more than ever, she's going to need that office. And he's like, oh, it's just temporary. And that's where she's like drawn the line. Like, okay, listen, he already has a room upstairs. Of course, we can make some adjustments to the living room, but you're going to have to put my office back together. As she's about to tell Zach what she needed to tell him, he then gets a phone call, which was so predictable, but he gets a phone call from Bryce about a property. Fatima's like, really? Like, at this time of night? And he's like, seriously, let me go see this property. I'll be right back. So she never gets to tell Zach what it is that she needs to tell him. When he leaves, she calls Angela over. She tells her, hey, I got accepted into law school. And she just vents to Angela as a friend. And Angela tells her, color outside of the lines. This is your story. Everybody's story is different. Life isn't perfect. It's not meant to be perfect. It's not meant to be inside of the lines. You can't keep everything inside of the lines. You can't box things up. So ultimately, that's the message I got. Meaning, do whatever you need to do to satisfy the situation. Period. Whether it's you, whether it's for Michael, Zach, whatever you need to do that. Don't be so focused on keeping things inside the box, which I like that analogy, I guess. I like the advice or the whole color inside of the lines theory that they brought up during their conversation. Let me know what you guys think about this scene. And let me know if you guys think, what do you guys think Zach is going to do to the house instead? Because bro, let's be for real. Put my house back together. Like, we not doing this. Like, I get it, but no. We got to draw the line somewhere. Almost finished, second to last scene before we're done. But Karen goes into the doctor's office. She speaks to someone and inquires about getting a DNA test because she wants to know once and for all, and I quote, who her child's father is. Now, last I checked, there was no once and for all involved with this because she was certain that the father is Zach. So now we go from you being certain to you wanting to know once and for all. What does this once and for all means? It should just be, hey, a guy that I know that's my child's father wants a DNA test before he claims this child. Can I get a DNA test done? Like, if you already know that he's the father, what is once and for all? What does that mean? That means you don't know. And you know you didn't know. But yet you tried to convince this man and his fiance that he's the child's father because you hurt. That's what I don't like. But let me know what y'all think. She then goes to Zach's house, as we see in the previews for the next episode, and tells him that the DNA test is scheduled for the following day, meaning he's going to have to show up, provide his DNA, and then we'll get some real answers. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Do you guys think that Zach will ultimately be the child's father? Do you guys think that the writers are just playing with us, making us think that there are so many possibilities, only for it to end up being Zach's child? I kind of think it's going to go like that, or it's going to be someone that we don't expect. But again, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, so we're getting into this last scene where Penelope and Gary arrive at Hayden and Tamara's house. Apparently unexpected because Tamara had no idea. When she saw Gary walk through, she immediately had an attitude and was just over it. Long story short, we fast forward. Gary and Hayden have a brief conversation where Gary tells Hayden, hey, you need to take on a case that is going to make headlines, and I got the right person for you. I don't know where Penelope and Gary made amends, but they're sitting at this table and she's pretending as though this man isn't living a double life. And she's also pretending as though she's comfortable where she's at and she's not going anywhere. Like, I don't know what the hell Gary got going on over there, but he got her wrapped around his finger, like he mentioned a few episodes ago, because there's no way that you know this much about this man and you're still sitting next to him. But then every time you get an opportunity to snoop through his stuff, you're snooping through his stuff trying to find stuff. So are you around because you're trying to actually find something to find something incriminating against him? Or are you with him because you're having a baby, you love him, and you want to be there? Like, I'm confused on Penelope at this point. But anyways, Penelope got a pain in her stomach. She ended up leaving. I think Hayden left the room. He was on the phone. Something happened, and he ended up stepping out. So now we have Gary and Tamara. They start exchanging insults. They start, it was a heated discussion. And during that discussion, Tamara mentioned how she knows that Gary still has feelings for Andy. Remember, I told y'all this on my last recap. And somebody tried to comment and say that they don't think that's the case. Why else would a man feel you're sniffing her fucking panties, bro? Like, you're in her bathroom sniffing her underwear and your fiance is steps away. What? Like, I'm not just sniffing somebody's panties just for pleasure. Yeah, that too, but I'm not sniffing somebody's panties who I don't like or who I don't have feelings for or I don't care for to some extent. Like, come on. Like, just think about it. The fact that he went from being in love with Andy to all of a sudden being disgusted with Andy. What did Andy do to him? She moved on. He doesn't like that. So what is he trying to do? He's trying to ruin who? Jordan. And if he ruins Jordan, guess what that does to Andy? It also ruins her too. It ruins her reputation. So he's trying to hurt her because he's hurt that she has actually officially moved on with someone else and is happy. Remember, she was messing with the janitor guy who I don't think meant anything to anybody, which I hate to say it, but then she was dealing with Robin, who actually has some status. Every time Andy moves on and starts dealing with somebody else, Gary turns extremely jealous. But now he can't be as jealous as he wants to be because you have a fiance and a baby. So how you going to be jealous that I'm doing what I'm doing when you got somebody pregnant and she's far along? So you've been dealing with her and she's your fiance? Like, come on, man. Like, narcissist 101. But anyways, let me know how you guys feel about just the whole, do you guys think that Gary actually still has feelings for Andy? And if you feel so, why? And if you don't, why not? The episode ends. I will say this was a curveball. The episode ends with Gary and Tamara kissing. Once they finish the kiss, Hayden walks right in, like almost caught them. I don't know how this is going to play out. I will be honest. I don't know how this is going to play out because now y'all shared a kiss. This is not going to be y'all last interaction. So are you guys going to now start plotting against Hayden? Or is Tamara going to use this opportunity as a way to prove to Hayden that Gary isn't loyal to him? How do you guys think that's going to go? Because I'll tell you and be honest, I'm not sure. But I think it's going to go one of those two ways. Maybe they'll have a secret affair. At some point, the spot is going to get blown up, though. And I'm wondering how and by who. So if you guys have predictions for the next episode or two, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. I'm about to head out. Deuces.